Okay, in this section we're gonna solve the following two quadratic equations. The easier equation is on the left side and the harder equation is on the right side. So we'll start with the easy one. This is 4x squared minus 7x equals 0. It's an easy equation because it does not contain constant term. So that allows us to factor out x out of the first two terms. And we end up with x multiplied by 4x minus 7. So all of that should be equal to 0. And by zero product rule, that leaves us with two options. Either x is 0, or the other parenthesis, 4x minus 7, is equal to 0. So the product of two terms is 0 only if one term is 0. So we have this or that being 0. So x equals 0 is already solved, and the other equation is 4x equals 7 once you add 7 to both sides, and then divide out 4, and we're looking on x equals 7/4. So that's the end of the story for the left equation. Now on to the right equation, we examine all the coefficients and see that we can come up with the least common denominator of 2 times 7. That's pretty much all the denominators that we have. So we'll start by multiplying both sides of the equation by 14. So distribute 14 over each of the terms. We're looking on 14 times 7 squared minus 14 times 15/2 x plus 14 times 33 over 7 equals 14 times 6x squared plus 14 times 10 over 7x minus 14 times 6. So doing the calculations, we end up with 98x squared minus 105x plus 66 equals 84x squared plus 20x minus 84. So then we're going to move all the terms onto the left-hand side. So we end up with 98x squared minus 84x squared minus 105x minus 20x plus 66 plus 84. And combining like terms, we end up with 14x squared minus 125x plus 150 equals 0. So on this, we certainly can use quadratic formula. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. All of that divided by 2a. So we're going to set it up with a equals 14, b equals negative 125, c equals 150. We end up with this expression when we fill in all the coefficients. So simplifying numbers inside of square root, we end up with 125 plus or minus square root of 725, rather 7225, over 2 times 14, which is 28. Square root of 7225 is 85. So this gives us 125 plus or minus 85 over 28. So then to find the first answer, we take the plus option. So it's 125 plus 85 divided by 28. It's equal to 210 over 28. That's 15/2. Once you reduce it. The other option is 125 minus 85 over 28. So that gives us 40 over 28. Reduce that by 4 and we get 10 over 7. So for the final answer, we have that x is equal to 15/2 and 10 over 7.